So it kind of funds the California Medi-Cal. Okay, all right. So now, so it's for people who don't have much money. Suppose you have a house, you just don't have any cash.
Well, that's interesting you ask about that, because in most cases, you only have to qualify by your assets as it relates to non-residents and things of that sort.
Wait, so slow that down a little bit. So if I can have a house,
yes,
but if I don't have any, I can't have rental properties and stocks.
No.
Okay.
No, you're limited to $2,000 worth of financial assets other than your home in most states.
That's nothing.
Yes, and as good stewards, we're taught that we're supposed to start at a very early age and starting to plan not to be in that situation. But unfortunately, that's the law. You can't have more than $2,000 worth of bank accounts, stock, paid up life insurance, all of that.
Okay, so it's for the poor.
It's for the poor.
Okay.
But you could have a house of any value.
They won't make you sell it?
Nope.
So if I live in a $1 million house, but I have $2 in the bank, I can qualify.
Yes, it's kind of unlikely that you'd be in that situation, though, wouldn't it? You know, that you'd have a million
But maybe you moved into it a zillion years ago and it's appreciated, but the net is you don't have any cash available for this long-term care, so the government will help you. Now, would they make you pay it back once you die or something?
Well, this is really a little more complicated than that, and that is that most of people are in that position of having $2 in the bank in $1 million house, okay? They are in a position where they do have something in the bank, and so the family is put in a position at that time of trying to figure out how do we navigate this system so that my parent, yes, can still avail themselves of what they need, which is probably a nursing home stay. In our state, it costs $10,000 a month to have quality nursing home care.
$10,000 a month?
A month. So very quickly, someone could run through their life savings with that. So most families are put in a situation where they've spent all their money down. We call it spend down, where maybe you are trying to help your mom and she has assorted accounts, banks, credit unions, paid up life, insurance, stock accounts, and you've spent that money. You've spent all that money over a number of years to keep your mother in her home or help her with assisted living or whatever, and then all of a sudden it gets to the point where the money's run out. And now you have to avail yourself of Medicaid. Okay. The rules are that you can get on Medicaid if you have a home and can be, in our state, of any value.
Wow.
However, at the end of that person's life, every dollar that was ever spent will be recovered, meaning it will be due and payable back.
Wait a minute. So if the person did have a house, whatever amount of money they got from the government, because I know somebody who just had this situation, they'll use that house to pay it back, to sell it. But if you can find it from another source, you don't have to sell the house. The net is that they want their money back.
Exactly. And that's why they leave the house in your name. So it's a kind of diabolical reason, you know, that you get a chance to keep your home because of the fact the reality is they want the home to be available to pay back the government at the end of life.
Oh, that's why they let you have it.
Correct.
Okay, now, I'm not trying to be dishonest here, but I'm just asking. Okay, suppose you transfer that to another relative so that you don't have a house. You just transfer it. I think I know the answer, but I want you to tell my audience.
Well, the government requires you, when you make the application for that care, that you declare everything you had up to almost 60 months or 5 years prior to the application. Oh. So the problem is, if you didn't give that house away 5 years, like you had a crystal ball and knew you were going to need to do that, then you're going to be disqualified. So when you give your assets away to people, you would disqualify yourself from getting the care at all.
But if you like the scripture says, a wise man foresees the evil and takes refuge. Suppose right now, when I think I'm in good health, pretty good. But suppose I were to do it right now, but because I don't have any idea when I'm going to need it. So if I were to do it, and then 7 years from now I really need it. So that look back period, that 5-year look back period, I wouldn't be subject to any scrutiny because I did it way back here.
That's correct. But why would you want to give away your most valuable asset to someone else who you may not be able to control? So once you did that, once you gave it away to your daughter or your son,
I just want them to hold it in escrow for me.
Unfortunately,
that's not how it works.
No, it'd have to be in their name.
And then
they could sell it. They could borrow on it. They could get in an accident. It could be jeopardized.
Oh, it could be jeopardized because if you. And help us out, because sometimes we just don't know. But if I were to give it to, I don't know, my brother, and I trust him and say, hold this house, and you know it's not your house, I'm just doing this right. But that's dishonest, isn't it?
Well, it's not necessarily dishonest, but it could disqualify you. The proper thing
Okay.
in our state is simply put the property in a living trust.
Oh.
You remain in full control of your own property. You can borrow on it, sell it, do whatever might be necessary in your lifetime. And guess what? The government cannot come back and get a dime out of that home.
Get out of here.
That's right.
I didn't know that.
There's a real simple solution.
Oh, so you put the house in the living trust.
That's right. So
Okay.
there's planning that can be done in all of these cases.